Todd Chrisley is officially speaking out from prison. Kim and Kroy are caught in an explosive fight that has now been revealed in some body cam footage on TMZ. I've got a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap for you, and the Traitors Season 2 trailer just dropped. I hope you are ready for it. Let's get it, Freddie. Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered combos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in. What up, everybody? Everybody in the club. Yes, I am rocking my new merch. I've been playing Taylor Swift all day, and I just have so many of her bops rolling in my head. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Okay, hopefully get ready, guys, because the new merch will be launching. It's supposed to be launching this weekend. Sorry for the delay on the merch store. Let me confirm that they will officially be going on sale. Hi, how's the merch store looking? Okay, boom. I will have hopefully confirmation to you ASAP. It should be available by tomorrow. You can get Zack Pack sweaters or Zack Pack hoodies. You can get Ruthless Not Toothless t-shirts. You can get this one that I'm wearing today that says "Find me at Jason's," because as you guys know, Jason's is a liquor store here in downtown that I happen to frequent. I often talk about my adventures at Jason's on my Instagram stories. So don't read into the double entendre. It says right under Jason, it says, "Find me at Jason's Wine and Spirits," because I love me some wine and spirits. And boy, does the cashier at Jason's know that. So get ready, guys. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Everyone wants to find me at Jason's shirt. There we go. There we go. Oh, your brother's name is Jason. See? Lots of fun double entendres. You could also be Jason from Winter House. Isn't that the one that Lindsay was seeing? Wasn't that his name, Jason? There we go. Captain Jason. Hello. Everybody loves Captain Jason. He's so hot. So, but yeah, Zack Pack hoodies will be coming. Will be dropping. Listen. The goal is stay tuned. Zack Pack members will get first dibs on it, but the goal is to have it available. I was told it was supposed to be ready by Thursday. Waiting for an update, so hopefully by Friday you will be able to get the merch. Stay tuned. Look at my social media, and you'll know exactly when it's ready. Apologies for the delay, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Jason is one of Giselle's Potomac. Oh yeah. Giselle's boyfriend. There you go. And Giselle, you can find Giselle at Jason's. You can find me at Jason's Wine and Spirits. Okay, so let's talk about Todd Chrisley because he is giving his first interview from behind bars. He's talking to News Nation. So Todd's attorney approved this interview, but I guess the prison did not approve this interview because they claimed that it would disturb the order of the institution. So Todd ended up recording some sound bites that he sent in. I guess the interviewer asked some questions and Todd responded to them. I don't know if these are like voice notes or I don't know how they got this recorded and sent into News Nation, but this is what Todd revealed. First off, he says that there are rats and squirrels and dead cats that are falling on all the food in the kitchen. They're just rats swarming everywhere, squirrels swarming everywhere. Do rats and squirrels normally commingle? I feel like rats are like underground and squirrels are like in trees. But anyway, he says that there are rats and squirrels in the kitchen and that the other day, apparently, a dead cat fell on the food. I don't know how he knows that a dead cat. Where's the dead cat? Where's the dead cat at that it like falls down onto the food in the kitchen? That's weird. I mean, how did a cat get into prison? And how did a cat get up into prison and like die somewhere up high? How does that happen? That's a little confusing. So I don't know. But yeah, Todd, he's doing, he's living I guess he's not living his best life, but he's on a mission. He's on a mission to make sure that he saves all the inmates in prison. He claims that they aren't feeding the inmates. He claims that the food that they're giving them is expired by a whole year. He says that the elderly aren't getting proper care in prison and that he doesn't even eat from the kitchen. He only eats what he can get in commissary. And he wants to just speak out to help improve these conditions. And I was just thinking about this. I'm like, you know who we need? We need Jen Shaw. Jen Shaw is making the best of her prison out in Bryan, Texas. And I feel like if we brought Jen Shaw to Pensacola, then I feel like she can help rehab things. She can really help turn things around. She'll start a Jane Fonda workout class. She'll make sure she teaches everybody how to read and write. Remember? Because when she was in Salt Lake City, she was helping all the gays and all the homeless and the toothless. And then now she's in prison and now she's doing workout classes and beauty tutorials. And she's friends with Elizabeth Holmes. So I feel like if anybody can take this on, it should be Bethany Frankel. You know how we had that bar rescue, that show? Who was the guy that was doing it? But anyway, or like Tabitha Takeover. That's what we should have. That should be Jen Shaw's next mission. It should be Jen Shaw's prison takeover. I think that that's actually a really smart move for her to make. Jen Shaw behind bars, flipping tables from behind the bars. I think that that's actually pretty good. I actually agree with this. I think Jen Shaw is the next forefront. I think if she works with Todd Chrisley, they can help do prison reform, but like reform behind bars, and they can really help improve things behind bars. I feel like we're on to something with this one. But Todd Chrisley is on a mission. He claims that he can only communicate with Julie. He loves his little sex kitten Julie. Like, oh yeah, Julie. Yeah. He's sending her little naughty emails, but he says that the emails get delayed because they're trying to punish him because he doesn't fall in line. So he'll send an email and it won't get to Julie until 5 days later. I don't know if they're sending it via pigeon or what they're doing or why it's taking so long to send an email, but I also don't know how things work in prison. Incarcerated interior design, BTF Phoenix. That is a good. Well, but we're not just redesigning the prison. We're we're like rehabbing things. We want to make sure that the food is not expired. How do you feed somebody food that's been expired for a whole year? The interesting thing too, though, is, and I think that there is some legitimacy to what Todd is saying because the prison was trying to block this interview from happening. They didn't want him to do it because, like I said, they said that it would disturb the good order of the institution. So I don't know if that means like it would cause disturbance within the prison or if, it could possibly, backfire and make the prison look bad when the prison says that they're really good. They say that the safety of their inmates is their main concern, and everybody is eating a balanced diet and they're taking care of everybody and yada yada yada. Whatever. We saw Orange is the New Black. You don't have to lie to me, prison guards. But I don't know. I mean, because they blocked the interview, that makes me feel like there is some legitimacy to it because they don't want something to get out, right? But he's very disappointed that he can't communicate with Julie as quickly as he normally can because he misses her so much from behind bars and he wants to send her morning emails just wishing her a good day. Good day, Julie. But he also says that Savannah, his daughter, was blackmailed into protecting him. And they were asking that someone sent her a letter asking her for $2,600 a month in order to keep her father safe or else. And Savannah said, or what? Or what? So Todd's like, it's okay. I can take whatever they give me. If I drop the soap, that is my fault. And so he's going to take whatever comes his way. And he told Savannah that he has no issue with that. He's got it. But he's currently serving his 12-year sentence in Pensacola, Florida. Actually, he just got it reduced to 10 years. So he's serving his 10-year sentence. Julie's serving her reduced 5-year sentence out in Kentucky. Maybe that's why it takes so long for her to get her emails because she's in Kentucky and he's all the way in Florida. So it takes a while for the email to get through. But, oh, it's a catspiracy. Yeah, I'm very curious. Like, what floor is the kitchen on? How did the cat get into the kitchen? How did the cat die? Did the cat eat the year-old food and maybe that's how the cat passed away? How long was the cat there? And how did it fall? Like if it was up somewhere and it was dead and it was just like a hard carcass, like how like well, I guess that's one meal, carcass in. Dorit likes her cocktails carcass out, but you've got to be kidding me. You guys with the jokes this morning. Oh, and he's in Florida. Like, I would understand if he was like, "Oh, a shark fell into the food." You know, a crocodile came and fell into our dinner. But a cat and a squirrel and a rat walk into a prison bar. That's the joke. Cat got out of the bag. Yeah. Guess you're eating, you're like, "Ooh, what is this? A cat? Cat's got my tongue." I just I agree. Everybody deserves to be treated with basic human rights. I agree with that. I just am very confused because I'm just like, what's a going on? But yeah. Brittany says, email, write a letter every day like Noah from the Notebook, so she'll receive a letter every day. Yeah, but remember, Allie didn't receive all of those letters until years later when she was going to marry somebody else, because we know that her mom kept all the letters from her. And he was like, I wrote you every day for a year. And she's like, what? And she's like, it wasn't over for me. And he's like, it's still not over. And it's like pouring rain on them, and then they're kissing in the rain, and everyone's like, oh, I want a moment like that. It still isn't over, and then you're kissing in the rain, and then a dead cat falls on you. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. We got the new trailer for The Traitor season 2. It drops January 12th on Peacock. We have Marcus Jordan, we have Larsa, we have MJ from Shaws of Sunset. So it looks like we have a good new season that is coming our way. I'm looking forward to Traitors. I like The Traitor season 1. I like that we have all stars this time around, whereas before it was a half mix of like celebrity reality stars and then a half mix of regular people. We have Bergie from Love Island. We have CT from The Challenge. We have Dan Giesling from Big Brother. Deontay Wilder from Boxer. Oh, he's a boxer. He's not from Boxer. He's a boxer. Got it. So now we have athletes in the mix. We have Ekin Su from Love Island UK. We have Janelle Pierzina from Big Brother. We have Johnny Bananas from The Challenge. I love Johnny Bananas, and he's kind of hot. Like, I'd hit it. We have Johnny Burkrow from UK's Parliament. Okay. We have Kevin Kreider from Bling Empire. Oh, God. We have Larsa Pippen. We have Marcus Jordan. Weird that they came in together. Tamara was talking about how it's an interesting dynamic. She's like, I can't give you too much, but it's an interesting dynamic with the two of them being in together, and it's not what you guys think it's going to be. Like, okay, I'm here for it. I want one of them to be a traitor, because that would really script the dynamic. I think if anything, they would make Marcus the traitor and he would have to lie to Larsa. I don't think Marcus makes it very long, though, because based off of what we see in the trailer, you always have to pay attention to what clips they use and what people's outfits are and how often you see people in a trailer. And, you know, you have to just read and pick up on those cues. We also have Maxim Shmerkovsky from Dancing with the Stars. We have MJ from Shaw's. We have Parvati Shallow from Survivor. We have Peppermint from RuPaul's Drag Race. We have Peter Weber from The Bachelor, Phaedra Parks from Married to Medicine and Real Houses of Atlanta. We have Sandra Diaz-Twine from Survivor. We have Sheree from Real Houses of Atlanta, Tamara Judge from Real Houses of Orange County, and Trishelle Conatella from The Real World Las Vegas. So there we go. Alan Cummings is the host. It looks good. I'm excited for the new season. I think it's going to be interesting. I love me some Johnny Bananas. Oh, people really like CT. Didn't Johnny Bananas and what? Johnny Bananas has a sex tape? You're lying, Joel. Joel Felix in the live chat says Johnny Bananas has a small penis, though, Zach. I've seen his sex tape. Well, good for me. I like small penises. I don't mind them. I don't have one, but on other people, I like smaller penises. I just think a good pocket rocket is sufficient. So yeah, there we go. Kevin from Bling Empire. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kevin from Bling Empire. I will say he was probably like the rudest, because people always ask me, like, what was your worst interview? Who's the rudest person you've ever met? I would probably say Kevin. So I had Kevin on my podcast. He was on with not Cherie Chan. I've had Cherie Chan on Bling Empire or from Bling Empire on the podcast before, but Leah. Leah, who was on, I want to say the most recent season of Bling Empire. Leah, she was the new girl. She's really, really rich. She came on my podcast with Kevin. They did an interview. It went really well. I thought, it was fine. Kevin didn't give like too much, but it was fine, Then Leah had invited me to a party for a beverage brand that she was launching. I went to the launch party. Kevin happened to be there, and I was like, "Oh my God, hi!" And I said, "Hi, how are you?" And he looked at me and he's like, he was like, "Do I know you?" And I was like, "Oh, you were just on my podcast less than 2 weeks ago. You did a whole 1-hour sit down interview with me." And he's like, "Oh, I just meet so many people all the time. Sorry." And that just total douchebag, right? And I'm like, really? Like, Bling Empire is new, and people liked the first season, but I don't know how many more people are watching more beyond this. Calm down, Kevin Kreider. I just think that boy has an ego, and he's just not very self-aware, and I did not appreciate that. Like, I've had people that have come on my podcast years ago. There was one guy, I went to the biohacking conference last fall with Brock Davies. We went to that and we were filming content there, and we were like interviewing and testing out different trends at the biohacking conference, because it's all about like health and fitness. And so we're doing all the different fitness trends. And there was one guy that I ran into. His name is Richard Green. Ran into him, and he was like, "Oh my God, you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "You probably don't remember me, but I think I was on a long time ago." And I was like, "Yes, I remember you." He was on like year one, like 2015, 2016. I still had black hair. I was like, I didn't even think he would recognize me. But he did. And he was like, "I remember your podcast and blah, blah, blah. And you seem to be doing so well." And I was like, "Thank you." So people can remember people from years ago. Okay. It had been like 4 or 5 years since I had seen this person, maybe more. He remembered me, but Kevin couldn't remember me from 2 weeks ago. And listen, I'm not trying to say like I should be so memorable, but if you just did a podcast and you don't do many podcasts, but you just did a podcast less than 2 weeks ago, like that just shows you're not present, you know? Brittany says, if Bravo were smart, they'd create a show about content creators, put them in a house together for 10 days. I actually liked this idea, and I pitched this idea, and I even talked to a few of my friends, and I was like, would you guys ever be down for something like this? Like, if Bravo or Peacock doesn't want to pick it up, maybe we could do it for like one of our YouTube channels. I would be so listen, I'm not against anything. I have a story that maybe I'll reveal at my upcoming show at the Bourbon Room on February 4th. The hard thing is, it's like maybe it has to be a members only thing, because it's like once I talk about something and it comes out, then it ends up getting to other people, and then it just becomes like a whole big thing. But I do have a story that I want to share, and I'm hoping I'm allowed to talk about it now, about a project that I was involved with recently that involved other people, and I want to actually spill the tea on that. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that project yet, though, but maybe I'll just, beg for forgiveness. But yes, I'm looking forward to the new season of The Traitors. Oh, I forgot about Anna Shea from Bling Empire. She passed away. That was really sad. Oh, goodies. Thank you. It says you're unforgettable. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Matt goodies. Matt goodies. Matt goodies. Not Matt goodies. That means nobody can forget me. But I would totally do it. Yep, I would do it with the Brav Bros. I'm totally down for all of it. Susan said, I would love to see you on some show of some type. You'd be awesome to watch. Listen, I'm not saying you're not going to see me on a show anytime soon, but we shall see. Okay, shall we recap Beverly Hills? Oh, let's talk Kim and Kroy. Yes, let's talk Kim and Kroy, and then we'll recap Beverly Hills and get into all the other stuff. Where? So Kim and Kroy, there was a new video that was leaked and posted by TMZ that basically shows Kim and Kroy in a fight back when the cops were called to their apartment back in November. So you see Kroy's losing his shit, right? You also see Kim's like crying in her Range Rover, and it's heartbreaking, to be honest with you. None of it is good at all. It's sad. It's sad because you can tell that like the kids are being heavily affected by this now, and I just don't know where we go from here with them. I don't understand the dynamic of their relationship. I don't understand why they can't just come to some sort of common ground. But basically the video opens up, it's Kroy. The cop comes up, he's wearing his body cam, And he walks up and is like, "What's going on, Mr. Biermann?" And he's just like, "She's crazy. She's crazy. Our life is in shambles. Our life is turned upside down." And Kroy's like, really, I feel bad because you can tell he is heavily affected by this, and he just is at his wit's end and is just having like a total meltdown moment. He's surprised that the cops are there. The cops are like, "Well, your kids called." And he's like, "What do you mean the kids called? What kids called? Who called? Like, what are you talking about? You don't even need to be here. We're just having an argument. It's not a big deal." Like, she keeps pulling these stunts, and then all of this shit happens and it becomes a bigger deal than it needs to be. And it's just, one thing after another. And he seems really like visibly annoyed by Kim and all her antics and all her stunts, right? The cop's like, "You need to calm down." He's like, "Calm down. My life is ruined." He's like, our life is destroyed. There's no money. We have no house. Like, our lives are destroyed." And she doesn't seem to get that. And she has this inability to solve problems. And he just seems like he's at wit's end. He's like, one day we're divorced. The next day we're not divorced. She's fucking other dudes. And he's just like going off on the cop. And the cop's like, "Calm down, calm down, calm down." And like, I get it. Like, the cop wants Kroy to calm down. But at the same time, like, I just feel like my heart broke because you can just see like Kroy was so broken and so done. And I get it, like the stress, the financial stress, the emotional stress, like the turmoil that takes. So Kroy's just going off and he's like, "Our lives are ruined. Our lives are over. She destroyed everything." And then they go over to Kim, and Kim's in her car and she's crying. She's like, "Oh my God, he's just been yelling at me nonstop for 2 hours," and like totally leaning into the victimhood. I do not think Kim is a victim at all. I think that they both contribute to this. I think that they're both toxic. I think that they both go off on each other. I don't think he's healthy at all. I think he definitely knows how to egg her on. I think he also likes to psychologically fuck with her, but I also think she knows what buttons to push with him. So you see the two of them, they're trying to tell their stories to the cops. You can tell he's just like having a full meltdown. She, on the other hand, is just like, she's crying and she's sobbing, and she talks about how she was trying to leave earlier and she couldn't leave because he like stood in front of the car and he was like, "No, you can't leave." And then eventually she's like, "I got out and I was in my robe and I was screaming for help for the neighbors to come and help me." Um, Eventually, like, the cops end up entering the home, and Kroy's like, "You can't come into my home. I know my rights. You can't be in here. You're not allowed to be in my home." And they're like, "Okay, but like, we need to check on the kids. We need to make sure everything's okay." I guess they do talk to the kids at some point, and the kids don't verify Kim's side and they don't verify Kroy's side. They kind of seem to validate equal parts of what Kim and Kroy were saying about what happened that night. Kim was saying, "Oh, I just want a divorce." And he just like went off on me for no reason. I was just telling him, "I want to be divorced. I want to be divorced. I want to be divorced," which I don't know if I believe either, because if we remember the court filing, her attorney wanted to null the divorce filing. Remember, she was the one that said, "I don't want a divorce." He was the one that was like, "No, I still want to move forward with the divorce." Interesting that we now get that he's revealing that Kim is screwing other dudes. That I thought was interesting because we've heard about like the gambling addiction and her overspending addiction, but we've never heard about um like any cheating allegations until now. He's claiming that she's sleeping with other dudes. I just think it's sad overall, primarily for the kids, because like the kids, if they're calling the cops, then that means they're concerned with something. But it seems like the kids are kind of just done with it. Maybe they're just annoyed by it. Maybe I don't know if they were legitimately scared. The cops didn't really seem to do anything. Kim ended up going and I believe staying over at a friend's house for the night. So it doesn't appear that there was any sort of like physical violence, and it didn't escalate to a point where police really needed to get involved, but they did just kind of come and check everything out. But it's just sad. Like the kids, I think they need to go to therapy. They need to work on each other individually. Um, yeah, Kim was getting her hair done earlier in the day. She had a hair appointment, but it's sad. It's sad that the kids have to be a part of this and that they can't just get it together. Like, here's the thing, just leave. Just break up. Be done. Break up, sell the house, divide your assets, file for bankruptcy if you need to, but just find a way to get out on the other side of this. Clearly, they're not healthy for each other. You know, Kim was saying that he's just not the man that she married, and I get that. Like, sometimes stress and circumstances can change a person. And I think that that's kind of what they're going through right now. So I don't get it. And everyone's like upset with her social media posts because she keeps posting like a sonogram and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to be a grandmother. Oh my God. Those are things that like people are that she gets paid to post. It's basically clickbait. What is it? Celeb buzz. Like websites like that will pay talent to post things on their social media that's essentially clickbait because they want people to go and tune into it. They want people to go and check it out, and it drives their ad revenue. And so, yeah. Brandi Glanville's done them before. A lot of former housewives do them. That's kind of what Kim is doing in this case. She's using the clickbait to get people to go and click on it and to make her money. And if the house is gone, the finances are gone, and they need the money, then she's gonna do what she's got to do. And I'm not even mad at her about the clickbait. I know people are kind of over it and annoyed by it, but I is not mad at it. I'm like, listen, make your money and make sure your kids are taken care of, because at this point we're all just sick of it. I know I'm sick of it. All right. Well, we're now into Hanukkah. We're quickly approaching Christmas and the new year. And if you want to hear, where'd you get that this holiday season? Uncommon Goods is your secret weapon. Uncommon Goods is here to make your holiday shopping stress-free by scouring the globe for the most remarkable and truly unique gifts for everyone on your list. Whether you're shopping for your secret Santa or your entire family, Uncommon Goods knows exactly what they want. I've already started my holiday shopping. Great example. My friend Josh from Louisiana, he misses home now that he lives in LA. I was so excited to go on Uncommon Goods and find some homesick candles that were inspired by Louisiana, and they had different Louisiana gear that I was able to get him for the holidays, which he is loving. So they really do have customized things for everyone on your list. I got my mom some nice hosting items for her kitchen because she loves to host dinner parties and game nights and movie nights. So you can really find something for everyone. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the US. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/nofilter to save. And be sure to subscribe. That's uncommongoods.com/nofilter. Enter your email and receive 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. And I know we're stuck in this holiday season, and I feel like there may be a little financial anxiety going on right now. Well, if you got financial anxiety, worrying about it doesn't help, but Earnin does. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. It's great for any last-minute gifts for your loved ones this holiday season, or if you spent a little too much and you're like, oh shit, I have to pay my rent, and you need a little advance. Earnin is here to help. So download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in No Filter under podcast when you sign up, because it really does help the show and I would appreciate it. That's No Filter under podcast. Subject to your available earnings location, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Okay, let's get into something juicy, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of opinions about this, 'cause I know I've had a lot of opinions about this, and that's Morgan Wade's new song. Ooh. We have a super sticker from Danielle Neithart. Mom seems to be very needy. She is always looking for attention and has major social and mental health issues. That's not fair for all her kids. Yeah, I believe you're referring to Kim Zolciak, which is disheartening. Okay, so Morgan Wade has a new song that came out with her new album, which also is the album that had "I'm Gonna Make You Fall in Love with Me." So there's another song that people are talking about, because now the lyrics have come out. It's a newer song, dropped this year. People are thinking that the song may be about Kyle Richards, or if it's not about Kyle Richards, then it's in reference to Kyle Richards. Okay. So it's called 27 Club. by Morgan Wade, 27 Club. And it's mostly about how I guess she's grateful that she's not part of the 27 Club, which, if you know about the 27 Club, it's where very iconic musicians pass away by the age of 27, like Amy Winehouse, a lot of others, right? So this song is interesting because she talks about not making it to the 27 Club, but she also talks about like falling in love. Okay, I'm just going to read you the lyrics as if it was a poem from Todd Chrisley in an email sent 5 days late to Julie. Okay, so these are the lyrics to her song that people are having a little bit of like feelings about. So it says, "Well, I'm out in LA with the Beverly Hills hottie, the kind that wants to go and sniff pills off my body. Only knows me because I wrote a song about the hotel lobby. But trust me, all my wilder days are behind me," because she's sober now. "I'm laying in bed at the chateau with someone I saw on TV, but I barely even know. Small talk for a second, then I gotta leave. Walk out separate. You're famous. You can't be seen with me." So let's go through these lyrics again. "Well, I'm out in LA with the Beverly Hills hottie." Okay, well, here we are referencing Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills hottie. We know Morgan Wade loves women. She, Kyle could be the Beverly Hills hottie that she's referencing, the kind that wants to go and sniff pills off my body. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that this lyric means that this is a party girl. I don't think Kyle's much of a party girl. We know Kyle has also gone sober. So I don't think Kyle's the sniffing pills type. So this was the one lyric that kind of threw me off, but maybe that was intentional. Because remember, Lisa Rinna was the one with the bag of pills. So TBD, TBD, TBD. And then it says, "Only knows me because I wrote a song about the hotel lobby." So remember, Kyle Richards said that she found a song by Morgan Wade that she really liked. Who remembers the song? It wasn't "I'm gonna make you fall in love with me." But there was a song. Remember, Kyle was like, I was listening to the song on the radio, and then it made me it like caught me onto Morgan Wade, and then I ended up following her, and I stalked her on Instagram, and then I posted her song. What was that song? If we can go back and pull any of Kyle's, it's probably a reference to Real Houses of Beverly Hills, but I don't think Morgan Wade ever watched Beverly Hills, even though like pills was a thing and, doing cocaine in the bathroom with Dorit. Even though there's a references, I don't know if Morgan Wade would know those references because I don't think she never watched Beverly Hills. She didn't know about the show. So I don't know if that's what she was trying to do. But she says, "Only knows me because I wrote a song about the hotel lobby." So I'm thinking maybe that was when Kyle was talking about how she heard a Morgan Wade song and that's kind of what got her hooked onto her. And then Morgan says, "But trust me, all my wilder days are behind me," because now she's sober, right? She's not drinking anymore. She's a little more tame. "I'm laying in bed at the chateau," which Kyle probably helped write the song. I don't know about that. "At the chateau." Interesting. "With someone I saw on TV, but I barely even know," which makes me think, what if, I saw with someone I saw on TV. Again, Beverly Hills hottie, someone I saw on TV, barely even know, because at the beginning, Kyle was like, "I saw her music, I liked your music," and then we met up. And these things are out there, right? "Wilder Days" is the song referencing the hotel lobby. "Wilder Days" is the song referencing the hotel lobby. Is that a song? "Wilder Days"? Does Morgan Wade have... Okay, let's look up Morgan Wade. Oh, "Wilder Days." Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. "Wilder Days." "Hand in my hair and you said I looked pretty. You're so devious, rolled in from the Windy City. Yeah, I got a clear view. Tell me what you wanting me to do when you tell me every single secret in your mind. Come on, baby, we got nothing but time. You say I'm too young for you. You're just scared I'm too right for you. You said you hate the smell of cigarette smoke. You only used to smoke when you drank. When you lived in Chicago, unsure where the wind blows. I wish I had known you in your wilder days. And now here we are. You got me falling in love again. You got a secret I want to keep." So I don't think this song is about Kyle because the song was older, but I think this is the song that Kyle had listened to, and that's what hooked her on. But I'm waiting for the hotel lobby days. Oh, You got a secret, I want to keep it. I wish I'd known you in your wilder days. The way you move your hands across my body. I'm kissing you in the hotel lobby. Baby, I don't want to lose this feeling. You're giving me something to believe in. And who were you before I knew your name? Were you drunk at midnight waiting for the train? You could have had anyone back then, just another kid reaching for the wind. You said you hate the smell of cigarette smoke. You only used to smoke when you drank, when you lived in Chicago, unsure where the wind blows. Okay. So then she's kind of just repeating everything. So she talks about kissing in the hotel lobby, which could be reference to what she's referring to in 27 Club, where she says, only knows me because I wrote a song about the hotel lobby. Interesting. Interessante. Danielle thinks that some of the rings that Kyle has are from Morgan. Velda says, I hope Kyle isn't leading her on. I hope so too. Okay, so we found the hotel lobby song, which I want to say I've heard this song before, Wilder Days, because I feel like I'd listened to that when Kyle had first talked about it. Okay, so then this also kind of leans into that. We have to look back at some of Kyle's old Amazon lives and do a little further investigation. But someone I saw on TV, barely even know, small talk for a second, then I gotta leave, walk out separate, you're famous, you can't be seen with me. So we have someone on TV, you're famous, Beverly Hills hottie, listen to the hotel lobby, but trust me, my wilder days are behind me. Interesting. But I'm curious what the chateau reference is in relation to, because she says I'm laying in bed at the chateau. I would assume the Beverly Hills Hotel, but what would the chateau be? If they didn't want us speculating, she wouldn't be hiding Easter eggs. This is genius marketing play to get us to watch the documentary. I don't think this doesn't make me want to watch the documentary. Like, if anything, I just want them to like be honest and like tell us what the fuck is going on. None of this makes me Chateau Marmont. Okay, that's what I thought. Chateau Marmont. They were in Europe together, I thought. Yes, but this song's a little bit older. They were in Europe together recently. Maybe it's just a nameplate for her house. That's what I thought too. I wasn't sure if the chateau was referencing like a specific hotel because it says at the chateau. I have to walk out separate. You're famous. You can't be seen with me. So that makes me think that maybe it's some sort of hotel, which made me think the Chateau Marmont. I feel like, again, we're on the Masked Singer and we're trying to dissect. We're trying to dissect all the clues. Yeah, I'm gonna say that these lyrics definitely sound like they're about Kyle Richards. Boring storyline, boring music. I don't think it's boring. Why, Cindy, are you homophobic because you don't like lesbians? Let's be honest, Cindy. I actually find it pretty interesting. I just want them to like finally be on with it. I will say I am enjoying Morgan Wade's music. Like, she's got a beautiful voice. I'm not really into country that much, but like, I'm gonna make you fall. See, that's what she did. She made us fall in love with her music. Thank you, Morgan Wade. You made me fall in love with you. So let me know if you guys think that the 27 Club song lyrics are referencing Kyle, or if you don't think that they are. A lot of people have a lot of theories, but let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, then let's get into the Beverly Hills recap. So we do see Morgan Wade in this week's episode of Beverly Hills with Kyle getting ready before Sutton's event, and she's kind of nervous. We also see like a really awkward scene between Kyle and Mauricio. Sutton at her party, she finally confronts Kyle and Dorit about the drinking accusations, which I don't really think were accusations. I think they like made jokes about her drinking a little too much. Listen, she says it all the time. She's Southern and she can drink and she likes to drink. And so, you know, I think they were alluding to the fact that like maybe her judgment was a little cloudy because she can handle her liquor and she tends to drink a lot. I don't know. It sounded to me the conversation wasn't like, oh my God, we're concerned Sutton has a drinking problem and we don't think she can get out of bed and get to work or anything. It seemed like they were kind of just joking about how much she likes her vodka. My thing too is it's like last season we had Garcelle bring up Erica's drinking, and that was a big point of conversation, and drinking and mixing her pills, and like it was so jarring when it was Erica, and now you know that it's Sutton. It's like, how dare you make an accusation like that? How dare you talk about my drinking? I think it's a little hypocritical. I will say congrats to Sutton though for making it 4 years. That is really challenging. Rent in Beverly Hills is really expensive. She's right off of Santa Monica Boulevard. It's a great location. I've been there. Congrats to Sutton. Um, I thought that Anne Marie was kind of inserting herself into Sutton's business a bit much. I think Sutton does contradict herself a lot, and I'm glad that someone's kind of finally putting her in the hot seat, but it just feels odd coming from Anne Marie since she's the newbie. But I mean, I guess like that was kind of the role Sutton played when she first joined the scene with Erica, right? She was kind of grilling Erica and asking her all about the legal stuff and being like, well, I read the LA Times article and what you're saying doesn't make sense to me. So I guess Sutton is now getting a bit of a taste of her own medicine because now she has a newbie that's coming and questioning her and kind of, poking at her and trying to poke holes in her story. I thought the episode overall was good. We got that really awkward Kyle and Mauricio scene where she tells him about the jewelry being questioned, and then he like tries to kiss her, and he doesn't, and she like kind of leans away from him. She doesn't really want to kiss him, so you can tell like she's kind of done with this marriage, but he seems to still want to be engaged in it. We get a lot of Kyle struggling with losing Lorene, her friend. This was pretty gut wrenching. To me, the grief was very raw, and I think that it's a lot of what we're seeing Kyle struggle with this season. I love that the show did pay tribute to Lorene, even though we didn't really get to know her on the show. We got to see her other friends like Faye, but we've never really gotten to know Lorene really well. And then they have all this footage of like, oh, Lorene was around here, and Lorene was around there, and Lorene was around here. So it's interesting to see that Lorene has been around, and we know that this was one of Kyle's childhood friends that she grew up with. So I couldn't imagine, I didn't realize how long and how good of a friend Lorene was, but I couldn't imagine losing somebody like that. And especially the way that she passed, right? Taking her own life. And, Kyle was like, she was the one that was always together. She was the one that was in my will that if anything happened, I knew Lorene would take care of it. And that's what is kind of crazy because then, you always think about that person, like think of the one person in your life that has their shit together, and if shit were to ever go down, that would be the person that you would trust to kind of help you come and pick up the pieces. And then to think that that person, like I understand, I feel like I put myself in that situation a lot where I take on a lot. I always try to be the reliable one. I will always show up for people. I don't like to show my cards all the time. If I'm dealing with stuff, I like to deal with it on my own. And sometimes that pressure can be a lot. These past couple of weeks, I felt like the pressure has really been weighing on me. And so, just trying to put myself, and I know that person in my life of like who I would go to, who I trust, who I would lean on, who I think really has their shit together, and who I would trust with something like that. So just to think that that person who seemingly has it so much together, and then to know that they were in such distress that they would take their own life, like that's gotta come with so much guilt because you're like, how did I not see the signs? How did I not know? Like, it's one thing when you have a family member or a relative or a friend that is struggling, like Kim Richards. Kim's been struggling. Kim's been battling her own demons. That it's been a challenge for her, but it's the ones that you don't see coming that I think are the ones that really rattle you the most because you're like, I did not see this coming. I didn't know that this was even something that she was struggling with because she always had it, she always had it together. So I couldn't even imagine what Kaya was feeling at that moment or like what she's doing now, or even just not that friend that has it all together, but even one of your closest friends that you've known for so long, even that's wild, right? A lot of people are talking about, their own losses and losing their own best friends. And that's, my heart goes out to everyone that's, dealing with that. It is very traumatic and it's hard and it's a grieving and it's, I think that's a big part of Kyle's identity crisis. And I think that's why she's struggling with her marriage to Mauricio and she's struggling with the loss of Lorene. I think those two things in and of themselves, let alone the drama with Kathy, which also makes you put that into perspective too. Like the Kathy stuff, like Kathy knows that Kyle lost Lorene. And the fact that Kathy still was keeping up this beef and this feud, it's like, doesn't that make you want to reframe life and be like, shit, people can go at any minute. Even people that you would never expect to go can go at any minute. Like you never know what's going to happen. Life is so short. Life is finite. Life can be done tomorrow. And it's like, why would you wait and delay and not lean into the people and the things that are important to you, and how does this not make you rethink your priorities? So Kyle dealing with the fractured relationship with Kathy, Kyle dealing with the struggles she's having with Mauricio and probably feeling like he's not there for her in the ways that she needs him to be, and the grief and the guilt and the questions. You know, she talks about that in her therapy session of like, I have so many questions and I'll never have the answers to those questions, and I have so much guilt around this. And that's a lot. You know, I know people like, Kyle just wants sympathy and Kyle just wants this and that. After watching Paris in Love, Kathy has real mental issues. I've only seen, I think, the first 3 or 4 episodes of Paris in Love, but I think there are a couple more that I have left that I hear are really good. So I can't wait to finish watching Paris in Love because it's wild, 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 wild. But I thought that this episode of Beverly Hills was good, and it makes me have a lot more compassion for Kyle. Next week, we see Kyle have the tribute fundraiser in honor of Lorraine. We see Morgan Wade performing. We see Teddy Mellencamp returning. So I think it'll be an interesting season for Kyle. The mid-season trailer does look a little lackluster and like not very interesting, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah. Okay, that's Beverly Hills. Last thing I want to talk about is Brandi Glanville, because she is calling out Peacock and Bravo because I guess she's not happy that Ramona Singer was at the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip RHONY Legacy premiere. So RHONY Legacy premieres today, Thursday, on Peacock. You can watch the first few episodes. They're out now. I haven't watched them yet, but I'm going to watch them today. But yeah. Ramona was at the premiere party, so then Brandi went and posted on her Instagram story. She posted a screenshot from Queens of Bravo that says Ramona wasn't at BravoCon, but she made it to the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls premiere party, and it's a photo of all of them on the red carpet together. Then Brandi screenshotted that, posted on her stories, tagged Peacock and Bravo, and wrote, "Oh, good. So that means I'll get an invite to our premiere party. Can't wait." She's referencing the Morocco Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't know what they're going to do about that because I don't think Caroline will show up to any of that. Especially, I don't think Caroline wants to be around Brandi. That whole season is going to be a hot mess. From what I understand, Caroline has not taped any confessionals. I don't know if Brandi's taped any confessionals. I guess if we look at her Instagram, if we look at her Instagram, I wonder if she's posted, if we see any. Let's see. Let's go to Brandi Glanville and see if she's posted any photos of her doing confessionals. No, I don't think she's done any confessionals lately. She says, oh, well, there's more to me than just being a Bravo princess. And then there's a photo. She posted a photo on September 6th where she's in this blue dress. I don't know if anybody remembers what that was in reference to, but she's wearing this like blue dress with puffy sleeves. But it doesn't look like she's doing many confessionals, whereas the other ladies, I feel like, have been posting about their confessionals. I feel like I remember her wearing this blue dress somewhere, but I don't know what she was wearing it for. I don't know. Part of me feels kind of bad because this really like went south, and I don't know what's next for her. There is a photo that she posted with Phaedra on November 8th. So maybe they were doing something together for, well, it says Freddie O. So it looks like they were at an event together for Freddie O, not actually there, or not actually like doing something for Peacock. Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. But I mean, I get it. Like if Ramona was in a scandal and she was still allowed to come to the premiere party for Ultimate Girls Trip, then I don't see why they wouldn't have Brandi there, especially if they investigated it and they didn't find anything to hold against Brandi. I don't know where the legal standing and everything is, but interesting. All right, guys, that's all I got for you for today. Wow, we're already at the end of the week. It's already Thursday. If you missed it last night, Josh and I did a Salt Lake City recap that you can tune into. We talk about Monica's birthday. We talk about the DMs and whether or not Meredith was complicit or guilty in any of that. On Tuesday, on Josh's YouTube channel, you can go to youtube.com/@Josh from Louisiana. We did a recap of the biggest Vanderpump Rules scandals since season 1 leading up to Scandival. So you can go tune into that on Josh's YouTube channel. Get ready. Merch is going to be available very, very soon. Find me at Jason's t-shirts, Ruthless Not Toothless t-shirts, No Filter caps, and Zack Pack hoodies. Get ready. I will be going live on YouTube this evening for our members only. It will be a little earlier. I think the goal is to do 4:30 or 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be a bit earlier than we normally do because I have a dinner that I have to go to for Spotify tonight at 7. So I'm going to try to bang out members only as early as I can. So get ready. That'll air on Apple Podcasts for No Filter Plus members on Friday. This Sunday, I'll have a recap of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a rewatch party with Donna Bowling. We're doing episode 2, season 1 of Beverly Hills. That'll drop on Sunday. So get ready, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend if I don't hear from you until Monday. And yeah, ciao for now. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.